partner Javier.
What's
We
up?
are building a PC today. This is a $350 PC. Some used parts, some new parts. I just did a lot of budget hunting and let me show you what we have and what we're working with. So for our motherboard and our processor here, this is going to be the first thing we're looking at. This is an MSI. I had it right. This was written in big letters somewhere. Yeah, this is an MSI B250 motherboard. The processor is an i5-7400, which is a nice 4-core, I think 4 or 8 thread processor. So this is going to be great to do gaming on, do a little bit of everyday work. It's not the highest end, but it's right there in the medium. So you can still get it like say 2 or 3 years out of this without any issues, and you can always upgrade if you want to like the i7 7700 or 7600, or with a BIOS update you can actually go to no, you can't go 8th gen on this one. Yeah, so 7th gen is the highest you can go on this one. I'm sorry, I was thinking that you can go to 8th gen, you can't. But you can go up to like the 7th gen i7. So this is still a good motherboard processor. I got it online for 75 bucks, so I got a good deal on it. Alright, so next we're going to put this on top of the box for the, where's the box for this right here? Oh, the motherboard box is gone. Alright, we'll just put it on top of that. Yeah, we just don't want it to, like, we want to keep it away from the static as much as possible, yeah. So this is our graphics card right here. This is like the creme de la creme for all gaming PCs. This is what makes the gaming go. This is the MSI, I didn't even think about it, but I matched. This is the MSI 580 graphics card. This is a beast of a graphics card for a good price. This is right on par with like almost like the 1660. This thing will play anything in 1080p, even the newer games like Elden Ring and what's some of the newer ones that came out?
I guess Fortnite, Valorant, big games.
Yeah,
like one
Call
the
of
biggest
Duty,
ones.
Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls, whatever you like to play first-person shooters, if you like to do fantasy, this will play pretty much everything in 1080p without no problems. This is a really nice graphics card. I got this again online for sale as it's used, but I got it for like 80 bucks, so it's a really good deal for a 4 gigabyte graphics card. Now they also make the 8 gigabyte version of this card, which is a little bit better. I'd say it's about 15% better. And if you can find those online, you can probably get them between $100 and $150. You just gotta learn how to look out for the right deals when they come along. So we're gonna put this back in here just for now because we're not gonna use that just yet. First thing we're going to focus on doing is getting our motherboard components all put together. Then we're going to plug it in, test it out, make sure everything works, because I didn't do that when I bought it because I wanted it to be a surprise for the video. Alright, so the RAM that we're going with 16 gigabytes. This is T-Force RAM. This is by a company called Team Group. Team Group is a really good company that offers good quality products for a good price. They're not sponsoring me, I wish they were. But I've seen a lot of other people use their stuff. I have used their stuff quite a few times and I haven't had any issues with it. So if you want good RAM at a good price, 16 gigabytes, you get around 45 bucks or so, give or take a couple dollars. So it's a good price, and it'll have enough RAM for you to be able to do pretty much anything you want, whether it's gaming, doing everyday work, watching videos, even if you're streaming while you're gaming, doing video editing. This is some good RAM for that. Alright, and then our power supply here, we've got the Thermal Tank Smart 500 watt power supply. This is not the nicest power supply on the market, but it's still a good quality power supply. It's like a good budget power supply. It comes with a 5-year warranty. It's a 500 watt power supply, so for your budget builds, this is a good power supply to go with. Just make sure you go with something name brand like Thermal Tank, EVGA, something like that, because they come with good warranties. That's the reason why I bought it. I think I got it for like 30, 40 bucks online on Amazon. So it's a good buy for a good budget PC. And then Amazon made a mistake, but it was to my benefit. So this is a really nice cooler. You can use this with an i7 all day long, and this thing would provide enough cooling for like a 12th gen i7. This is a Noctua air cooler, with a 120 millimeter fan. This is the Noctua NHU12S. I haven't looked up to see how much these go for, but I'm pretty sure these go for usually around $60 to $100 easily. I actually was just ordering a fan. Amazon sent me a whole cooler instead, so I got a really nice cooler that I paid $20 for essentially. When all I wanted was just a 120 millimeter fan. So I'm happy. Their loss is my gain. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in the system too, just because I had it lying around and I only paid $20 for it. So why not? And then the next thing we're gonna go with is, let me show you our storage. I had some storage lying around from a friend of mine that I had bought a PC from. So we'll throw this in there because again, this is not a super expensive build, but we still want it to be decent. So for the boot drive, which we're going to actually install Windows on, we're going with this 120 gigabyte SSD. It's pretty fast. It says 6 gigabytes per second. I doubt it gets about half those speeds, but still, it's going to be much faster and more reliable than a traditional hard drive. But then I also do have a traditional hard drive. It's a 1 terabyte Western Digital. This would be great for video game storage, all those extra files. If somebody's doing video editing, photos, all that stuff, they can store it on here. This is actually what the machine is going to be running off of for Windows, so it's going to be fast, and then all your backup stuff will be right here on this. And then for our case, this is a full-size case. This is a big boy. I got this at a local, obviously it's stripped down. I don't have any of the panels on it, but I got this case for $30 at a local PC repair shop. He's got a little used section. I'll go in there and peruse it every now and again, and he always has some good deals going on. So I got this case, which is probably brand new. This case was easily probably between $50 to $100, if not more. It's a full-size case, so it's got a whole bunch of room for like storage, full big-size 3-slot graphics cards, plenty of room to add fans for cooling. We're probably going to do like a good 2 fans on here for the system that we're putting in. But if you wanted to, you could easily put 5 fans in this thing. So this case is probably upwards of 10 years old. So it's a big boy. But the cool thing is it's got plenty of room for upgrades. So if you want to add a whole bunch of extra SSDs, hard drives, you can make a small server out of this case without any problems all day long. So this is a great deal. It's a nice size case. Whoever gets it, they're going to be a happy camper. We're going to throw in some RGB lighting on it, make it look pretty, and it's going to run well too. So let's go ahead and start the build, and let's work our way from the first step. So the first thing we're going to do is do the motherboard. Then we're going to plug it in. I got a little test bench over here. You guys might not be able to see it, but I just wanted to get everything put together here. I want to test it out, make sure it works before I actually put it inside the case and waste a whole bunch of time. And if I make an issue, if there's any problems, then at least we'll know what the problems are. It's probably going to be the power supply or something else, and not the actual motherboard components. So I already have the CPU installed. If you've never done this before, this actually isn't a how-to video. This is just, hey, we're talking while we're doing a build here because I want to build up a little following. But if you've never installed it before, with these LGA CPUs, all the pins are actually on the motherboard versus a lot of the Ryzen's as of to date, up to 5000 series. The pins are actually on the CPU itself. So with this, you can kind of handle the CPU a little bit more without having to worry about bending pins. It's just the motherboard you got to be careful with. But the 7000 AMD Radeon, not Radeon, but the AMD CPUs are about to come out, and they switching over to an LG style like Intel has. So the pins will actually be on the motherboard for that one. So that'll make it to where the components pretty much be able to last longer. If you have pin issues, you just got to replace the motherboard. You don't have to worry about messing with your CPU and stuff. And a lot of times, this can be one of the most expensive parts to build easily. Because if you have a nice CPU, it could cost you anywhere from $300 to $600. I happen to get one on a good deal. I got a combo for $75. So I can't beat that. But your motherboard is usually a lot cheaper to replace. Maybe not the easiest thing to replace, but usually a lot of times it's a lot cheaper to replace than like your CPU or your graphics card. Your CPU, your graphics card, your power supply, those are probably going to be what you spend the most money on. Like my motherboard I have in my computer, I spent like $200 on the motherboard. With the CPU, I spent $300 on. The graphics card's a $700 graphics card, and my power supply is like $150 graphics card power supply. But so the three things you want to really focus on when you're building a nice or mid-tier computer would probably be your CPU, your power supply, and your graphics card. Those are like, and then you build everything else kind of around that. So we'll go ahead and put this back in. There's little arrows on the CPU and on the motherboard that'll tell you exactly where to put it at. So, and then you just drop the thingy down right here, and it'll lock into place. Yeah, it holds pressure to hold it down. And then the next thing we're going to do is put some thermal paste on here.
There's already some on the thing.
There is, but I always add extra.
That works.
I had pulled some thermal paste out, didn't you? I thought I had some in here. If you don't mind, my producer, can you check in there? In that drawer, there should be some thermal paste in there. My producer, which is my wife, is doing the running around for me, and I appreciate that very much. It was the box I was looking for, yeah. need to do is install Windows on it. You want to go ahead and tilt the cameras down so they can see it. We've officially built this PC. This is a $350 PC. Took us all, what, maybe an hour to build it?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yep.
And I'm going to post it on sale for about $500. And we'll see who takes a bite at it. But it's a really good PC. It's an i5, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a 4 gigabyte 580 graphics card. It's got a 120 boot drive, and then I've got a 500 gigabyte SSD that I'm going to install onto it as a backup one whenever that one comes in. And so this thing's going to have 750 gigabytes of storage. So it's going to be a really nice PC. You know, if you deal hunt and you do what you look around, you can build cheap entry-level game or light gaming PCs. But you really just have to look around for the good deals, and that's what I do. I do a lot of hunting through about 4 or 5 different websites online, Craigslist, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. So you can get some good deals. Now, if you want to do it the easy way and just buy everything brand new, I completely understand. But you are going to be paying more to do that. So it all depends on what you're using it for and what you want to do with it and how much money you're going to spend. So, but thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all you guys that came in and looked at us and, you know, got to have some fun while me and Javi built the PC, and we are good to go. So y'all have a good night and have a great whenever until we see you next, okay? Bye.